In the Middle East, there's a legend that deep in the Holy Valley, there's a hermit, and he lives in a hidden sanctuary. It sounded like fairy tale, and I didn't believe it until I found him myself. Today, I run a language learning startup. We built the first virtual world where you can travel to the most exciting locations and immerse in a foreign language with PhD level teachers. But my story started much before, and it started in the Middle East. So here's how the legend goes. In the mountains overlooking the Mediterranean, there lies a valley. And for centuries, historians explain that it's where ancient monks would seek refuge during persecution. That's why they call it the Holy Valley. So in this valley, the monks built monasteries. When stuff was going down, they would go to the monasteries, pull up the ladders, and wait for the conquering armies to pass. Today, there still lives a hermit that's living the life of the ancients. But I pretty quickly realized this is not the kind of thing that you type into Google Maps. So I started visiting the local libraries in Beirut, digging through manuscripts, and ultimately found a hand-drawn map that said, yes, this monastery exists, and it's deep down a little dirt path. It's like a 4-hour hike from the nearest village. Y'all, the legends were true. This valley, it's like what I imagine the Garden of Eden looking like, but 1 hour in, not much progress. 2 hours, 3 hours, hour 5. We are about to give up hope when my buddy, I see him start jumping up and down, and he's yelling, guys, is this possible? I think I see it. And sure enough, hewn into the cliff is this gaping cave in the mountain. And I kid you not, at the foot of this little wall, we all pause because we hear this ancient voice. It was a man singing a hymn. Meet Sharble, our 90-year-old hermit, a man who decades before had sworn off all earthly desires and had dedicated his life to prayer. He starts sharing about his life before the war and his relationship with God, and my favorite part, his obsession with languages. So I'm in this chapel, and by candlelight, I can make out manuscripts stacked up against the walls. Peeking around, I'm like, okay, that section's in Latin, and that one's in French, that one's in Greek, and that one's in Arabic. And he explained that for decades, the only gifts that he'd accepted were theological manuscripts sent to him from around the world. And I'll always remember the last phrase that is still ringing through my mind. He said, "New languages keep me connected to my brothers and sisters around the world, and it's through language that I've found wisdom and God." So that, my friends, is the story of my favorite hermit and, dare I say, my favorite linguist, Sharble.